Nobody ever tells you the truth. They look at you sitting there, scrolling endlessly, delaying everything, avoiding work, and they label you with a simple word: lazy. It sounds small, harmless, almost casual. But what if I told you that word is hiding something much darker? Because laziness is not what's happening to you. Something far more dangerous is. Something silent, something invisible, something that doesn't destroy you in one day, but slowly erases you from your own future. It usually begins in a very normal way. You wake up one morning with plans. You're not dreaming small. You actually want to change your life. You imagine yourself working hard, staying focused, becoming disciplined, becoming someone people respect. For a moment, you even feel powerful. But then, something tiny happens. You pick up your phone, just for a second, just to check something. And suddenly, that 1 second turns into an hour, then another. And before you even realize it, the entire morning is gone. You feel it, that slight discomfort in your chest, that quiet voice whispering, "You're wasting your time." But instead of listening, you silence it. "Relax, I'll start later." This is where most people misunderstand the story. They think the problem is time management. It's not. The real problem is escape. You're not avoiding work, you're avoiding a feeling, a very specific feeling that your brain has learned to fear. The feeling of sitting down to do something important and realizing you might not be good enough. And that moment, that exact moment when you open your laptop or pick up your book or try to begin something meaningful and your mind suddenly feels heavy, that's not laziness. That's fear disguised as comfort. There was a boy once. His name doesn't matter because this story is not really about him. It's about you. But let's call him Ayan. Ayan wasn't always like this. There was a time when he used to believe in himself. A time when people would say, "This guy is going to do something big." And the strange thing is, he believed them. He wasn't born distracted. He wasn't born weak. He didn't wake up one day and decide, "I want to waste my life." No, it happened slowly. So slowly, he didn't even notice. At first, it was just small delays. "I'll study after dinner. I'll start tomorrow. I work better under pressure." And those sentences felt harmless, even logical. But what Ayan didn't realize was this. Every time he delayed something important, he wasn't just delaying the task, he was training his brain to run away. Because the human brain is very simple. It always chooses what feels easy now over what matters later. And every time you choose comfort over effort, your brain remembers it. It builds a pattern, a habit, a default setting. Soon, Ayan stopped trying as much. Not completely, just less. And that less slowly became almost nothing. The scariest part, from the outside, everything looked normal. He still laughed, still talked, still made plans. But inside, something was collapsing. Every night, Ayan would lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, and that's when the truth would hit him. Not during the day, not when he was distracted, but in silence, when there was nothing left to escape into. He would replay his entire day in his mind, the hours he wasted, the things he said he would do but didn't, the opportunities he ignored. And in that moment, he didn't feel lazy. He felt something much worse. He felt like he was slowly losing control of his own life. And here's what nobody talks about. That pain, it doesn't motivate you. It doesn't suddenly make you productive. It does the opposite. It makes you want to escape even more. So the next day, he repeats the same cycle, not because he wants to, but because now he doesn't know how to stop. This is the trap. Not laziness, not lack of ambition, but a loop, a psychological loop where you avoid work, you feel guilty. The guilt becomes heavy,
So you escape again, which creates more guilt. And slowly, you start believing something dangerous. Maybe I'm just not capable. And that belief is the real destruction. Not the wasted time, not the missed chances, but the moment you start questioning your own potential. Because once a person stops believing in themselves, they don't just lose motivation, they lose direction. And that's exactly where Ayan found himself. Not at rock bottom, but somewhere worse. A place where nothing feels urgent anymore, where days blend into each other, where dreams still exist but feel far away, unreachable, almost like they belong to someone else. One evening, something different happened. Not dramatic, not life-changing, just quiet. His father walked into his room, looked around, didn't shout, didn't complain, just observed. And then he asked one question, a question so simple it didn't even sound important. Dum tak geho, yahar geho. Are you tired, or have you given up? Ayan didn't answer, because for the first time, he didn't know the truth. And that question didn't leave him. It followed him into the night, into his thoughts, into that uncomfortable silence he had been avoiding for months. Because deep down, he knew something terrifying. If he was just tired, he could rest, recover, come back stronger. But if he had given up without even realizing it, then he wasn't just wasting time. He was slowly destroying his future. And the worst part, he wasn't even fighting it. That night, Ayan didn't sleep. Not because he was busy, not because he had work to do, but because for the first time in a long time, he couldn't escape himself. That question kept echoing in his mind. Are you tired, or have you given up? He turned left, then right, closed his eyes, opened them again. But no matter what he did, the truth was waiting. And slowly, painfully, it started becoming clear. He wasn't tired. Tired people want to get back up. They feel exhausted, but they still care. Ayan, he had stopped caring. Not completely, but enough to ruin everything. And that realization hit him like a shock. Not loud, not explosive, but deep. The kind of realization that doesn't break you instantly. It sinks into your chest and sits there, heavy. For months, he had been blaming everything else, his environment, his mood, his lack of motivation. But now, for the first time, he saw it clearly. It wasn't the world, it was him. Not in a self-hate way, not in a I'm useless way, but in a brutally honest way. Every time he chose comfort over effort, every time he delayed something important, every time he ignored that voice telling him to act, he wasn't being lazy, he was making a decision, a small one, but repeated every single day. And those small decisions, they were building a life, just not the one he wanted. And that's when it truly scared him, because if his life was the result of his daily choices, then his future wasn't being destroyed by accident, he was destroying it himself. And that thought didn't depress him, it woke him up. Because for the first time, he realized something powerful. If his choices created this mess, then his choices could also fix it. But here's the truth nobody tells you about change. It doesn't feel exciting. It feels uncomfortable, slow, almost meaningless in the beginning. The next morning, Ayan woke up. No motivation, no sudden energy, no new life feeling, just the same heavy mind. And this is where most people fail. They wait to feel different before they act. Ayan didn't. He sat on the edge of his bed, looked around his messy room, and for a few seconds, he almost went back to his old pattern. Phone, scroll, escape. But then, that question hit again. Have you given up? And something inside him quietly replied, not today. He stood up, slowly, not like a hero, not like a changed man, just a person trying. He made his bed. That's it. No one clapped, no one noticed. It didn't change his life instantly, but something invisible shifted. For the first time in months, he did something he said he would do. That tiny action was more powerful than all his overthinking, because action breaks the loop. The day wasn't perfect. He still got distracted, still wasted some time, but this time he noticed it. And awareness is dangerous, because once you see your own patterns clearly, you can't lie to yourself anymore. Days passed, then weeks, and slowly something started changing. Not outside, inside. The same work that once felt impossible started feeling manageable. The same fear started shrinking, because fear doesn't disappear when you think